Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Cancer October 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a very attractive deck. It's called Mystical Moments. It was very graciously given to me by somebody else. Did you know that tarot decks work better if they are gifted to you rather than if you acquire them yourself? Now, you do know, I suppose, that I provide clairvoyant readings for people from all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be interested to see what's involved in that, just check out the information that's in the description. Now, I charge for those. I have to. I've got expenses like everybody else. But what I do not charge for, it's another gift that I was given at birth, and it's the spiritual gift, the gift of healing. Now, you might say, well, if you're not charging for it, it can't be any good. Well, nothing would be further from the truth, and I'll tell you why. It's because if I could charge for it, I would. But it was expressly provided to me, I know, on the basis that, number one, I am to use it. Number two, if people ask for it, I am to provide it to them. And number three, I am to get nothing in return for it. The healing comes through me and not from me. So it is free. There's no charge, there's no obligation, there's no expectation. Nothing will be, you won't be talked into having a reading with me, you won't be talked into getting anything from me or anybody else. It is what it is. And if this speaks to you, I mean, you might just be at your wit's end about something, do you know? This will speak to you, and if it does, reach out, because I set time aside each day to do healings, which I've been doing for longer, probably since well before you were born. I just say that anyway. Now, there are no commercial advertisements in this content today, so you will get the entire experience uninterrupted. We're only going to need 5 cards because they're very talkative to us, so show me the magic. And I really do have mystical moments, these. There is the 10 of Cups. Staggering artwork on this. The 4 of Swords. The Magician right in the middle of your spread. Here is 2 of Cups. God, what a beautiful image there. That should go on all the advertising posters for this, I would imagine. And there is the 3 of Wands. Well, I'll bring the camera around, shall I, so that you and I can have a good, close look at the artwork that's on these cards together, while the energies swirl and speak to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. What a great set of cards for you, some peace of mind. You create everything. Fantastic success, abundance, ambition, lots and lots of love around. Why don't we have a look at this? This is calling out to me. Let's have a look at it, because I think it's saying that you are going to have something of a peaceful period in this month. And here we have a woman sleeping on the moon, as you do. And there are 4 feathers, the 4 of Swords around her. Look, this is Jupiter in the 3rd decan of Libra, the 14th of October to the 22nd of October. Jupiter is fantastic for you because Jupiter is exalted in your sign and brings great expansion, good luck, and good fortune with you. And Libra, of course, tries to find balance in your life. So there is something of a need for some balance to come here. But we'll say, though, that Libra, in my experience, can sometimes produce indecisiveness. So I think there could be some things that you're thinking about here, particularly in relation to this, I think. This is sorted out. And I think here there's a period of calm. clarity, almost a spiritual cleansing, really, a recuperation and healing. And maybe it's a respite from some argument or arguments that have been going on. Your worries, anyway, have been conquered now. And this is a really good atmosphere for the rose of recognition to unfold and expand. Now, as I say, Jupiter carries the qualities of joy and expansion. And whatever situation for you has seemed hopeless until now actually contains within itself all the elements of a fortunate, prosperous solution here. There's a sense of you being unified and the integration of the four aspects of your mind, emotions, body, and soul. This doesn't mean peace, though. This may be a feeling of almost like a truce, a surface calm, which maybe is only maintained by suppressing feelings and impulses. So examine the possibility that this feeling of truce is only around because disturbing influences which are present are merely hidden for the moment. Now, by recognizing these, you'll be able to work out how to solve them. Now, I think for you, the issue which causes you distress in particular are arguments which are of an emotional nature or have an emotional setting, aren't they? Well, you know, mutually caring relationships need kindness and patience, tolerance, optimism, and joy in the other person's achievements. But it also means high self-esteem and confidence of yourself, and the ability to give without any undue thought of gain. You see, just accept the fact that it's not in the power of any human being to provide all of those things all of the time. For any of us, mutually caring relationships will always include some measure of unkindness and impatience, intolerance, pessimism, envy, self-doubt, and disappointment. Not because there's anything, not because we're broken or the other person's broken, but because we are human. But you also have the very beneficial energy of Mercury here. And this is the Magician, and has the usual things that you see in a Magician card. There's a wand here for fire, this swan for water, I suppose. This butterfly, I imagine, would be for the air, and the plants would be for earth. I assume this is the house of the Magician being held up by a hand. But this is the planet of Mercury here, and this is saying to me that you will have great communication ability, playful dealings with all possible forms of communication, almost a brilliance to you here. Now, there'll be very great energy which is bringing you to take action, and you obtain power over things. More particularly, you get to manifest, that is to make tangible, your ideas and your desires, because you're using your willpower and mind, your imagination, and putting it into practice. Now, you will be something of a smooth talker, and it is quite possible that you might be able to manipulate other people with the power of your words, and I don't make any judgment about that at all. Now, Mercury, of course, is the planet here. Mercury is the go-between between pure consciousness on the other side and yourself. And Mercury, which is neither male nor female, it's both or neither, I suppose. It stands for truth and falsehood, and it brings all ideas and judgments into question, which can make Mercury appear in a questionable light itself. But as a creative creature, it knows no conscience. And Mercury uses all tools, all methods to arrive at its goal. Now, the temptation to misuse your talents could be great. But Mercury's ability and skill will bring you superiority and power. Now, he or she does, as I do know some people who are able to focus their mind, can move on that narrow border between white and black magic, which means that there could well be a need for you to constantly look at the motives that you have in mind, because you can use your talents in a very self-seeking manner or in the service of love and light. You are one thing only. You are a divine being, an all-powerful creator. You are a deity in jeans and a t-shirt, if you like. But within you dwells the infinite wisdom of the ages, as well as the sacred creative force of all that is, will be, and ever was. You know, your own words are the bricks and mortar of the dreams you want to realize. The most powerful words you will ever hear in your life are those that you tell yourself. Your words are the greatest power you have. The words you choose and their use establish the life you experience. But there's massive creative power, almost to create out of nothing. You know, one of the strangest things in reality is the act of creation. Now, you would know that you can be faced with a blank slate, a page, a canvas, a block of stone or wood, or a silent musical instrument. And then you look inside of yourself. You pull and tug and squeeze and fish around for slippery, raw, shapeless things that swim like fish made of cloud vapor and fill you with living desire. You latch on to something and you bring it out of your head, like in the Greek mythology, Zeus, who gave birth to his daughter Athena from out of his head. And as it comes out, it takes shape and tangible form, doesn't it? It drips onto the canvas and slides through your pen. It springs forth and it resonates into the musical strings. It could be the ingredients within the refrigerator which are put together to make a wonderful meal. It might be fabric which was there that starts to be turned into a garment. It can slip along the edge of the sculptor's tool onto the surface of the wood or marble. The thing is, you have given it something that has come together usefully. You have given it cohesion. You have brought forth something that is ordered and beautiful out of nothing. You have glimpsed the divine. Now, I do think that you have at your disposal now brilliant capabilities which you should share with other people. One important thing to do would be to find or to create for yourself the proper surrounding for things that you want to create. And in what area lies your talents? Stick to things that you're good at. Avoid things which you're not good at. Visualize your ideal area of activity and describe it. And say to yourself, I create magic when I use my inherent gifts and talents. I honor the resources of skilled communication which is in me, and the full expression of my creative potential. It fulfills me and makes me happy and satisfied. And I've no doubt that that creative process that you're going through is going to bear fruit, because here we have somebody now who, what does this look at? There's a woman with hair everywhere holding a ship, staring out into the distance, what may lie ahead. She's come out of her comfort zone, you see, and she's now ready to embark upon the new. This is the sun in the second decan of Aries, the 31st of March to, what would it be, April the 9th, I suppose. Well, this is particularly good for you because the sun is exalted in Aries, and so this placement is very favorable. As you would know, Aries enjoys a challenge, as you will be at this time, and because the sun in Aries is with you now, you will find that, like Aries suns, you are going to be happiest when your life is moving forward and you are active. There's a great honesty with you now. Self-confidence. No compromises. Your ideas are coming into form. There is the confirmation that you are on the right path. It may well be that there is something which was a hobby which might turn into a side hustle or a business or something. The point is that your body, your mind, and your spirit are in harmony. Now, you will see, understand, and allow your own power free play now, not giving it over to anybody else in an attitude of subjugation, but even though there's a lot of activity going on with you, you're still going to remain centered here. And any brooding intellectual pessimism which you might have had about things like this woman here, done away with it, as you shall do now as well. So this is also asking you, I think, to understand your virtues and to trust yourself to make the right decisions in your life and not to be held back by fear. So look outside and inside with integrity, honesty, and without compromising anything. Because this is a time when it's important for you to do things from a point of view of integrity. And if you don't have that, or if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do the thing. But if you do have clarity of mind and heart, then now is the time to act. But do pay attention to your own point and internal stillness. Surely there's no reason for you to have any self-doubt now, is there? Do you yet doubt your talents and virtues? Say to yourself, I have the power and virtue to reflect, to know, and to sail on to abundance and success. Now, the other column is talking about the emotions, and in particular for love. Let's have a look at this one here. And it is what? Two humans that are a fish. See that all the time, don't you? And the little baby fish are down here. Look, I think that this is saying to me, there's a 10 here, and that can sometimes ask you to steady on, to remember where you stand, to be grateful and understand the process that you're going through. And the first thing I think it would say is that you can't really love someone else unless you love yourself first. And when you love a person, we accept him or her exactly as is. The lovely with the unlovely, the strong with the fearful, the true mixed in with the facade. And of course, the only way we can do it is by accepting ourselves that way. Now, this is Mars in the third decan of Pisces here. You might think that's a problem, but actually Mars is very constructive in Pisces in this area here. This is talking about fulfillment, great satisfaction in emotional events here. And I think it's saying also that there's a transformation almost which is going through. You're coming to the point of understanding what you need to do for love. Importantly, to love at all, I think this is telling you to take risks as well as accepting the other person. To take risks, to push things. Because to love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be squeezed and possibly broken. And if you want to make sure of keeping your heart intact, then you can't give it to anybody. You can't give it to anything either, like an animal. You need to wrap it carefully around with hobbies and work and little luxuries, while avoiding all entanglements. You need to lock it up safe in a casket or a coffin. But in that casket, where it will be safe, dark and motionless, airless, that heart will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, unrepairable. To love is to take the risk and be vulnerable. But that planet of Mars, which is there in Pisces, spiritual Pisces, what it is doing is it is stirring things up. It is being aggressive in what it is saying to you. And it is saying that there is no reward for being emotionally withdrawn. There's no prize for bottling your frustrations. No one is coming to congratulate your emotional self-repression. Now, by opening up, maybe you will inconvenience some people. Maybe you will trigger some conflict. Maybe you will be rejected or criticized or judged. Well, everything comes with a price, doesn't it? But everything also has its compensation. Live the authentic life. Now, authenticity may require pain. That's normal to get gain. But that authenticity will open up the doors to joy, creativity, self-respect, and empathy. Whereas self-repression or holding yourself back, on the other hand, costs you all the beauty of the world in exchange for a prison of comfort. Now, is that really worth it? Isn't it time to break free? Which I'm pretty sure you will do, because here we have Venus. Venus, the planet of love and relationship, in your sign of Cancer. This is superb because your sign, Venus, is about love and relationship, as you know, and yours is the most maternal of the sign. And this is speaking of close bonds, togetherness, love, harmony, a relationship that is strengthening, and mutual love and respect. Do you know, if you love yourself, you are beautiful to others. And your receptiveness towards yourself prepares you to give yourself totally to someone else. A deep, Emotional exchange is possible now, a giving and receiving of overflowing love. And this is really harmonized here. There's an energy of complete joy and silent ecstasy around here. Thoughts are free and clear. And seen through the eyes of love, the world appears transformed, and you look into eternity. Now, what is eternity? I say that eternity, in the outward sense, in an external sense, actually comes down to those little tiny moments which are like twinklings of an eye. And eternity is made up of those twinklings. And those twinklings are when you say things like, I love you, I forgive you, I'm grateful for you, I love being with you, you make me happy. Those imperishable good things, words, they reverberate all throughout time. Fantastic spread of cards for you, and all the better for you being here. Well, you did a great job there. Well done. And didn't I say the art was fantastic? Now, unless I see you privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you again here next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.